Good morning, students of class 10. You are welcome back to the classes now. Let us continue our lesson in democratic politics. We are doing federalism, and so far we have learned about various division of power at various levels, and we have talked about horizontal and vertical power sharing, especially in our country. So now here we have come across this second subtitle, how is federalism practiced, especially in India. We are not talking about other countries. First we will talk about India, then we can understand it will be done in the same manner in other countries also, especially in a democratic country. Now here, how is federalism practiced? Listen carefully and try to pay attention. Number one, for the success of federalism in a democratic country, constitutional provision is essential. Means the constitution has to play an important role, because the constitution provides power to the different level of the government as well as to the same level of the power sharing organs of the country. So constitutional provision is very essential. Without this you cannot practice federalism. So now number two, it is successful in India. In India, federalism is successful due to the nature of democratic politics. Democratic politics means we respect each other, we respect various societies, and not only that, we manage to live united after respecting. When you respect others' feelings and others' culture, language and tradition, naturally there will be peace. Not like Sri Lanka, they do not have the respect for other social groups. That's why there was a disturbance. We have learned about that. So it is successful in India due to the nature of democratic politics that ensure respect for diversity, respect for various social groups, and unity, to live in peace. That is unity. So we respect, and we have. Indians follow this properly. That's why federalism is successful in India. Number three, the main test for democratic politics in India is the creation of linguistic states. Now, there was a test. There was a test for democratic politics in India by creating linguistic states after independence. So it was a big test whether it was successful or not. So it was a kind of main test for the country, for India. So from 1947 to 2006, you can see that there is a long period of years. From 1946 to 2006, 47 to 2006, lot of changes have taken place. So far, lot of changes have taken place. What changes? Many old states have vanished. There are many old states which were created according to the linguistic way, in the linguistic manner. The many old states have vanished and new ones are created. New states were created. So, because there was a need. So, in 1947, we'll go through that. In 1957, states were formed to make sure that people who spoke the same language, speak the same language, live in the same states. So the states were demarcated according to the people who spoke the same language. So few leaders at that time, when the linguistic states were created according to the linguistic manner, in a way, few leaders feared. Few Indian leaders, they were afraid. They feared that it would lead to the disintegration. Disintegration means breaking. Few leaders were quite afraid that in this way, if we create the states according to the language, then naturally we cannot stay united. It will disintegrate. Disintegration of the country, they were afraid. The union government resisted for some time, fearing that. The union government or central government resisted. Resist means stopped. They did not implement this. They resisted for some time. But as the time passed, the experience has shown, according to the linguistic way, the states were marked or demarcated. The experience has shown that this formation of linguistic states, this formation really made the country more united. This has made the country more united and was easy to administer or easy to rule. So the Indian government, the people of India have experienced this democratic politics as well as the federalism, the sense of federalism, or federalism is practiced in India. So naturally they feared in the initial period or in the beginning period, some of the leaders, they were quite afraid that in this way, by creating the linguistic states, the India will break down. So but as the time passed, they felt and they saw that this type of creation of linguistic states has really united India, as well as it became very easy to administer or look after the states or the country. So that's all for today. We'll continue this lesson in our next to be continued language policy. So the language policy now, so here in this paragraph we'll learn about the official language has to be chosen, which languages should be given priority or made official, so that we'll talk about that in our next class, the language policy. So that's all for today, and thank you for your attendance as well as your attention. So that we'll meet in the next class and continue about language policy. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.